can be surprisingly ambiguous. First off, DNA is everywhere. Tiny traces of skin, saliva, blood, or other DNA-containing material are often found all over a crime scene, and collecting samples is low-tech, time-consuming, and fairly error-prone. Once samples are in, investigators must figure out which are relevant to the crime, which is no small task. Worse, DNA from the perp is often mixed with that of the victim, requiring lab techs to tease out which is which. All in all, DNA evidence is frequently messy, requiring experts to try and extrapolate whether an incomplete or mixed DNA profile truly matches the reference sample. It's sort of like trying to figure out whether a few scattered puzzle pieces even belong to the picture on the box. Let alone fit together. This ambiguity can lead to labs fudging results to help out investigators, or genuine errors in analysis, or even outright fraud. This ambiguity can lead to labs fudging results to help out investigators, or genuine errors in analysis, or even outright fraud.
So right there, you hear it for yourself. I mean, this could be possible in the Idaho 4 case, many cases. They will change the results to help out investigators, fudge results to flat out fraud. Watch the rest of this and you'll see how many people have been wrongfully convicted. It's scary, and it could happen to any of us. Wait till you hear about the finger monitor in the ambulance. Stay tuned.
And all that opens the door for false positives in DNA matches. Sadly, there are many examples of misused DNA evidence ruining people's lives. In 1998, Josiah Sutton was arrested and charged with raping a woman in Houston, Texas. A crime lab employee testified at the trial that Sutton was an exact match with the DNA recovered from the scene. He was convicted and spent almost 5 years in prison before a second round of testing found that he was in no way an exact match. That second test didn't make use of any new evidence. It simply interpreted the DNA more accurately. And then there are DNA mix-ups wasting valuable time and money. For more than 15 years, investigators in Europe searched for the Phantom of Heilbronn, a criminal mastermind who left identical DNA traces at more than 40 crime scenes across the continent. After an exhaustive manhunt, the DNA in question was finally matched to a factory worker who helped make DNA test kits.
Technological advances will probably solve some of these problems and make DNA analysis more accurate. But as technology advances, it will also introduce new problems. Someday soon, analysts may be able to detect the genes from a single cell, and we leave our cells everywhere we go. Those cells can travel to places we've never even been. So it's not impossible that your DNA could be found at a crime scene and cops could knock at your door. That's what happened in 2012 to a man named Lucas Anderson. He was in the hospital at the time of the murder. It turns out that the paramedics used the same oxygen monitor on his finger that they used on the murder victim's finger later that day. And that's how Lucas's DNA was transferred to the murder victim's fingernail. Lucas Anderson was in jail for 5 months before they figured out what had happened.